hope this isn't peppermint. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sustainable Talks with Maria J. It's been a while. Where do I even begin? How are you guys? Hope you've all been well. It's now November. It's been a long time since my last video. A lot has happened since then, but at the same time, nothing has happened since then. We are out of lockdown now. In Sydney, everyone is out and about and enjoying life, and I am exhausted already. Yeah. So a lot has happened and nothing's happened at the same time. But I thought I'd come back, try to revive it. I've been learning a lot. I thought I'd talk to you guys about National Recycling Week. Yeah, it's a thing. I didn't know about it either. It started off thanks to Planet Ark, and it's just a whole week to focus on recycling, sustainability, and getting everyone involved and educating everyone about recycling. Yeah, so I've written a few notes here which I'm gonna use to help me chat about stuff. But you know, everyone thinks they're a top recycler. Everyone thinks they know what goes in the yellow bin. Everyone thinks they know what should go in the red bin. And let's be real, no, we don't. We don't. It's so hard to be a good recycler, because even if you think you're putting in the right bin, the marketing or the businesses are kind of fucking you up. So I just watched this video about recycling, and a good example is the Pringles can. You think it's recyclable because, you know, there's a plastic lid, the seal is not recyclable, the container, the tube is, you know, cardboard with a bit of metal in it. That's recyclable, right? It's like it's all got recycling materials in it. But actually, who the fuck is gonna sit there and pull the lid off and chuck it over there, and, you know, pull the metal bit off and chuck it over there with the metal stuff, and then get the tube and chuck it in the cardboard pile? Like, the recycling system, the recycling industry doesn't work like that. Everything is automated because, you know, labor is money and machines cost less money over the long term, supposedly. So, you know, everything within the recycling industry or the waste industry is industrialized where possible. You might have some people picking or sorting things out at the beginning of the process, just to, you know, take out the rubbish per se, but no one's gonna sit there and, like, you know, peel off the cardboard, put the plastic there, put the metal bit there. Like, it's not gonna happen. So just wanted to talk about National Recycling Week and highlight some tricky items that you might think is recyclable, and it is recyclable, but not in your yellow lidded recycling bin. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I've been working on this kind of stuff for work for a little bit, and, you know, it made me probe around with my friends and family and, like, hang on, what items do you have trouble disposing of? I recently moved houses a couple months ago, and that was really hard because I had some stuff I didn't want to chuck in the red bin because I knew it could be recycled by other means. But then lockdown happened, so all those services shut down. So I struggled quite a bit there. The general consensus when I asked around was like, you know, just chuck in your red bin, or, you know, just put it in your bulky curbside collection. But it's like, but that's going to go to landfill, and I know there's other waste streams that I can put these items in where it can get a new life, or it can get recycled and reused and make new products. So I asked around, and some of the tricky items that people have suggested are clothing, especially clothing that you can't donate. You know, the manky underwears, the manky socks, the socks with the holes, you know, clothing that might have been worn out of shape, and, you know, it's just really shit quality. But it's textiles, like, there should be a solution for that somewhere, right? And then we've got like, you know, same thing, bedding, which again is textiles, beddings, mattresses, linen sheets. Like, you know, when your white sheets aren't so white anymore, you can't donate them. What do you do with them? Shoes comes along with that as well. Electronic waste, so electrical items. Now this one's a confusing one because there are a lot of electronical items that we consume, but not all of them are currently recyclable within Australia. And we've also got like batteries or chargers and cables and that kind of stuff. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, I'll start off with electrical items. So electrical items, you've got like your phones, you've got your laptop, this camera that I'm recording stuff with, you've got kitchen appliances, your kettle, your toaster, chargers, phone chargers, iPod chargers, whatever chargers. You've got white goods as well, like fridges, not so much ovens, but washing machines. I mean, they've got an electrical cord. So generally, e-waste, electronic waste, is anything that has a cord to it is considered electronic waste. So the tricky part is here, if you go onto the Australian government's website, recycled electronic waste in Australia only includes this: televisions, computers, printers, computer parts and peripherals, so like keyboards, scanners, compact discs, hard drives, memory sticks, motherboards, webcams. You can also recycle mobile phones and mobile phone chargers. And that's pretty much it. So these items I've just listed, you can actually take them to a drop-off site, like your local community recycling centre or your local e-waste guys, and they will actually get taken apart. They'll be like, you know, used, reused and resold and whatnot. The Australian government has a national recycling scheme for televisions and computers to reduce the issues associated with e-waste going overseas and being burnt. So the issue, I guess, there is, you know, your toasters, your kitchen appliances, your kettle, it doesn't come under that. It doesn't come under as e-waste that can be recycled. When it comes to these items, you know, try not to throw it out into the garbage bin straight away. Have a think, like, you know, is it still usable? Is it broken? If it's not broken, then why not donate it or sell it off like a second-hand marketplace, or, you know, have a garage sale or gift it. So have a look into your avenues before you think, okay, I can't use this anymore, or I don't want this anymore. Garbage bin. Same thing goes for batteries. So batteries are another issue that are kind of considered as e-waste, but also separate. Batteries are necessary for electronic goods, but batteries themselves are quite dangerous. They can create fire hazards. There have been a lot of instances where the friction within a commingle bin, because there's paper, especially in cardboard, the friction that's created, it can ignite a fire within a garbage truck. So they actually don't belong in any bins at all. They cannot go into your red bin at home. They cannot go into your yellow bin at home. They have to go in a special bin, which you can find at Officeworks or at your local council offices, or you can hop online and just have a quick Google to find out your drop-off locations. But these guys actually need it disposed of in another manner. So, e-waste. Keep it out of your bins at home and take it to a special drop-off site. Clothing or textiles in general, same thing again. You know, if you don't want it anymore, or if it doesn't fit you anymore, or it's not your vibe but it's still in decent condition, why not gift it, donate it, secondhand sell it somewhere. With beddings, you can donate it to animal shelters. They always need bedding materials, so you can always ask around about that. With clothing, that's a really tricky one for me. I've tried to do a lot of research for that. So, you know, there's a lot of donation bins around. You've got your Vinnies, you've got your charity shops, you've also got some councils now hopping on board with recycling clothing. My issue is with the term recycle your clothing, because recycle your clothing to me means put it in a bin, shred it up and make it into something new. or clothing made into new clothing, kind of like what they do with like paper or your plastic bottles. You recycle your paper and your cardboard so it can be new paper and cardboard. You recycle your plastic so it can be new plastic. So shouldn't you recycle your clothing to be new clothing or new textile materials of some sort, like insulation or car material, car what do you call it, car seat padding stuff? You'd think that, but no, what they generally do is when they say clothing recycling, it kind of means clothing donation. So there's been a lot of issues. It's been highlighted recently again. A lot of clothing that we donate are being sent overseas for resale in third world countries, but the quality is absolutely shit. Like, there's a missing button, there's a makeup stain. It should be cleaned and checked before it gets shipped overseas. But again, Australia has a habit of taking their waste to other countries and letting it become their problem, which is a huge issue. So whether there is someone in Australia that can take these textile materials and turn it into new textile materials, I'm not too sure. I've done a bit of digging around. It's a relatively new area. There are new businesses coming up that are addressing this problem. If you've got old clothing, you can take it to the recyclers, but maybe just double check, hey, is this actually going to be recycled, or are you guys going to donate this? It's important that you follow up on this kind of stuff. I've recently found some companies that actually, what they do is they'll sort through and pick out the good, decent stuff, and that stuff they'll actually go and ship it overseas, and then whatever's left over is, they'll make new textile items out of it. I've heard overseas they use it to make the flooring of cars, internal car flooring. They'll fill out the seats within cars as well. They'll use it as insulation for housing, similar to like wool and stuff like that. But I haven't heard of anything happening like that in Australia. Yeah, and then bedding, same thing. Try donate it if you can. Try resell it or gift it if you can. If it's made of natural materials, why not have a go at composting it yourself? Yeah, and then shoes, that's a really tricky one. But I've recently heard about Baird shoes or Baird footwear. They've recently opened up a store in Sydney, but I heard about them actually a couple years ago in Melbourne when they were in their infancy, and they actually started a drop-off where you can drop off old shoes and it'll be recycled, which I thought was really great. So I'm excited that they're here in Sydney now. And I'm yet to drop off some of my shoes. But, again, with shoes, you've got like some sort of rubber, some sort of plastic, some sort of textiles in there. And that all needs to be separated and sorted. The recycling process behind that will probably be interesting. But again, I need to do more research into that. Baird footwear is an option for you guys if you guys have old shoes that you can't donate or gift. Some people are really funny about wearing secondhand shoes, but check them out because they're the only source that I know of that can recycle shoes. Other tricky items, if you've got the odd furniture like a couch or a chair, see if you can donate it or resell it first, or even find like a repair cafe, see if there's anyone that can help you fix it. I think that will be a great idea. Recently I fixed my bikes and that was amazing. Like, I picked up these bikes off the side of the road because they were going to go into the curbside collection, aka landfill, and I was like, you know what, let's give it a go. The wheels moved fine, the gears worked fine, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna take it home. So I took it home and it's a bit rusty. I think the inner tubes had some issues, so I found a repair cafe where they can repair bikes for you. It costed like $50 each bike and it's so smooth. So I've been cycling the whole lockdown. It's been great. So to help you guys with navigating some tricky items that you guys might have in your life or might use in your life, we've got Planet Ark, who have set up a website or a search engine kind of thing called Recycling Near You. And basically you can type in whatever item you need to dispose of and it'll come up with a list of where you can take it, which is really handy. Another option is Terracycle. Terracycle has a lot of recycling options for tricky items that you wouldn't necessarily think of. they can't also go in your yellow recycling bins. For example, stationery like pens and markers, that's all plastic, but it's too small, and because of the shape it won't be picked up in the MRFs that deal with your curbside collection bins. You've got like toothpaste tubes, wrong shape. Other tricky items is like coffee pods. You've got like makeup bottles or makeup containers. Some of those are really odd shapes, so I'm actually looking into purchasing a box because I've got so many empties and I need to dispose of them somehow. Those are two really good sites that I highly recommend. I'm also going to put some links down for some videos for further education if you guys are interested. So with National Recycling Week coming up, I just want you guys to take a step back and have a think about your actions and even your purchasing actions. Like, not just, okay, what bin should I put this in, or, you know, how can I dispose of this, but actually when you guys are at the shop, have a think like, do I need this? Is there an alternative? Is this recyclable? Because, you know, we buy so much plastic, and actually most of the plastic, I'd say like about 80% of the plastic we buy actually can't be recycled. But I just want to show you guys one thing really quick. Okay, I'm back. Oh my god, that was a mission. I had to go through my whole pantry and I couldn't find hardly anything. So I've got here a packet of Arnott's. There's this new thing called Australasian labels. So on the back of this, it has this thing here that says, please dispose of the soft plastics thoughtfully. And I was like, what do you mean by thoughtfully? What is that? That's not helpful at all. Like, it doesn't tell me where to chuck this shit out. Oopsies, I dropped it. Okay, here's a bag of salad greens. It's pretty minty, I apologize. But here, do you guys see that? This is the new Australasian recycling labels. So this one, it says bag because it's a bag, and it says return to store. So basically what that means is I can return this to the supermarket and dispose of it in their recycle bins. So next time you guys go out to the shops, have a look for these, or you can also have a look on arl.org.au. that's their website. Familiarize yourself with the symbols so that way you know what you look for. And this is actually a brand new thing that came out earlier this year. It's a voluntary labeling program, so not all brands will have it. It's also not applicable to brands that are imported. Say, for example, this is imported. Where are you made? Oh, it's made in Australia, but Nestle, get on board. Like, what are you doing? Fix that up. Yeah, so keep an eye out for those, because those are really handy stuff to look out for, and they can be really helpful in helping you know where to dispose things of. So, you know, it'll tell you in your recycling bin, in the general bin, take it back to store. That's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope you enjoyed my comeback. Yeah, feels weird talking to the camera again, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any comments, hit the comment box down below. Subscribe to follow and watch any of my future upcoming videos. Yeah, pretty good.